And it's a beautiful morning here at Surge Stables, and welcome to all of our competitors and our spectators out here this morning, nice and early, to get started on this, our novice class.
So we have the novice class with 28 entries, a lot of new riders, some inexperienced horses. It's going to be a very interesting event, a great way to get the riders and horses started on their competition journey, bringing you all the action from Surge Stable, Bengaluru.
Absolutely. We have quite a few of our young riders out here today as well, and we'll definitely see what the course designer has in store for them. And it looks like an interesting course, to be honest, but let's see what the judges think of it, as well as the competitors.
Should be exciting. See you with the action.
And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, going through the course fly through. We start at fence number 1, which is the yellow and white upright, and taking through onto a left turn towards the grandstand for our fence number 2, blue and white. It's a very nice easy ride through onto fence number 3, and then taking again a turn onto the left and searching out for our fence number 4. This will be a combination coming up in front of us for AB, the red and white rails, and taking our first right turn this morning around to fence number 5. This will be our purple fence here, nice oxer along the long line and coming straight through into fence number 6, which is another upright, and again turning over onto the right side and heading for fence number 7. And this is quite a long one that you'll see here. You'll see some of the riders pick up a bit of speed coming through onto fence 7 there, another oxer for the competitors to deal with, and a related distance there to fence number 8. Turning around onto our left side and coming through in front of the clubhouse, again another stretch of the course where the riders will be accelerating and picking up a bit of speed and heading for our fence number 9. And then straight through into a oxer onto number 10. Here we have our final fence coming up around on our right turn, fence number 11.
And this competition will be conducted as a 2-phase special, which means the placings will be according to the aggregate penalties in both phases, and if necessary according to the time of the second phase. So riders who have equal number of penalties, the rider with the faster time will be placed higher. The time allowed in phase 1 will be 40 seconds and in phase 2 will be 35 seconds.
Yes, and our first phase is going to encompass fences 1 through to 6, and then our second phase will be starting at fence number 7. As you can see, our riders just finishing their course walk out there. They have been accompanied by a nice friendly friend, but we've seen quite a few of our young riders measuring out and strutting through on this course, taking it all in before they get themselves into the warm-up area and start warming up their horses to start off their day here at the May edition of the Surge Equestrian League.
The Novice Tour has a total of 28 entries. We have quite a few riders coming back from the April competition. We have riders from all the top clubs in South India, from Kovai Stables, the Embassy International Riding School, the MGDPRA, from Rancho de Caballo, Flying Sea Stallion, and of course the home team, Surge Stable.
And we also have quite a few new riders into the competition, so this will be their first competitive course this morning, and we do wish them all the very best of luck. Everyone has to have a first time, and we do hope to see many more of these riders continuing on their journey in progressing their careers in the Equestrian Show Jumping League.
And just to remind our viewers of the results of the April edition of the Surge Equestrian League 2026. On day 1, we had Muhammad Ali, who won the competition on Flying Champ, followed by Sarvanan on Isma Boy, Danvi Chiruvu on Bima, Siddharth Nanda on Cadillac, Kiran Akade on Cyberboom, and Muhammad Ali on City of Ayanch. So happy to note that we have quite a few of these riders back in action today. And day 2, we had Ayaan on Klaver taking the gold, followed by Kiran Akade on Cyberboom, Samaira on Nell, Ria Sarvanan on Pilgrim, Vedik on T9, and Danvi Chiruvu on Blackbird. So quite a few winners are back in action today. So let's see if they can continue their good form.
Yes, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing Prathik Raj back out there today on Isma Boy. He had a great April edition, and he is definitely a rider to watch as he comes into this novice course as well. Another favourite here in the grandstand, we do have a soft spot for Klaver. She's been ridden this morning by Ayaan. And yes, she always is a crowd pleaser, so let's see what she can get up to today.
So you can see the combinations. There are many a time where a very experienced horse is taking a young rider through the first or second competition of their life. And we also have some of the more experienced riders like Sriram and Shushruta, who have done many a competition in the past, will be taking some of the younger horses through, giving them some experience. And it won't be surprising to see some of the horses in the novice tour upgrade to the next level.
It is a beautiful morning here, and we do thank you everyone for coming out and supporting the riders. Our first rider will be starting in just 2 minutes, so we have 2 minutes to go to the beginning of our class in the novice tour. So 7 o'clock start for our first rider, Sriram riding Miruthan from Kovai Stable. And while we're waiting for our first rider, who is now in the arena, so has come in nice and early, we do like to see that, but obviously wanting to get his day started off really well and positive. So in the arena, we have Sriram Miruthan riding on Miruthan in head number 38, representing Kovai Stable.
Okay, it looks like we're ready to go. It's bright and sunny. Perfect conditions for show jumping. The ground looks absolutely fabulous. Miruthan looks like an Indian bred horse. You can see by the shape of the ears. And he is ready to go.
And a good start there. Fence number 1 is cleared and taking a sharper turn there into fence number 2. But we do expect that from our Kovai riders. They do like to be a bit quick.
Has fence 3 down, so he's picked up 4 penalties over there. can complete the entire course. Approaching the combination at 4. Unfortunately, has a refusal at the first element. Has to come back and give it another go. And you could see the experience of Sriram coming in there when the horse refused. He just helped him to relax a little bit, gave him a little pat on the shoulder, and got the horse's confidence back. So nice to see riders taking that effort.
An unfortunate pull down there on fence number 6. And now moving into our second phase, obstacles now. Clear on 7, a rattle on 8, but the fence has stayed up.
And one more fence to go for Sriram on Miruthan. Gets through the last fence, so a nice way to start the day. He had 2 fences down, 1 refusal, but good effort by the team, and this is also a great way to bring in new horses. I'm sure in the future you'll see a lot of young riders and children competing on this horse. So when the senior rider takes him through and gives him the confidence, it makes the horse a lot more reliable and dependable. So well done to him, and we get the next rider in the arena. Is Pranjal Raturi on Chikku. Now we've seen Chikku in many a competition before. Speed is definitely one of the things the horse has, and he can make some very sharp turns. So he's in it to win it.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, preparing for fence number 1 and clear on 1.
He's taken down jump number 3 also. Something about jump number 3 troubling the riders a little bit. Definitely don't think it's the height. It's probably the angle at which the riders need to ride it, looking at the warm-up arena and the exit gate. Probably takes the horse's attention off the jump for a split second.
But clear down here on the long side 5 and 6, and now starting into our second phase combinations and clear on 7.
That was an interesting turn from jump number 6 to 7. He definitely saved a few strides there. So if time comes into consideration, he would have saved a few seconds.
And heading forward to our final fence and clear on 11. So 4 penalties, I believe, for that combination in the first phase.
Yeah, that was a nicely ridden round. Very confident. Went through with a good rhythm. I'm sure we can expect good things from this horse rider combination in the future. But today he completes it with 4 penalties.
Yes, and he completed that in a time of 27:33. Next in the arena we have Adarsh riding Galaxie, head number 42, also from Kovai stable.
So this is a horse which has done some much bigger classes. So the horse has plenty of experience. So a great opportunity for Adarsh to go through the course. And when you have a horse that's confident and reliable, it gives the rider the opportunity to really think about the way they ride, the course they take, and gives them a lot of confidence for the future. So
and looks to be really confident going into these jumps, and so that can tell when the experience comes into play. Really good striding as well, and good clearance on these fences. Coming down the long side in front of the judges, 5 and 6 are clear and going into our second phase.
Takes the shorter turn to 7. Nicely done. Yeah, this is actually quite a big striding horse, so he's going to have a good time as long as he keeps the momentum going, keeps all the fences up. One fence to go. We could have a new leader now.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Clear in both phases there for Adarsh and Jain Galaxie from Kovai. Just waiting for the times to be confirmed by our judges, but definitely there it is, new leader for this morning.
We have the next rider from the Embassy International Riding School, Shushruta. Nope, that's not Shushruta. That looks like Shourya Manoj on Bonaparte from the MGDPRA.
And just to confirm the timings for Adarsh, it was in a time of 26.37. So that is the time to beat now this morning.
So Shourya Manoj, also one of the young riders in the competition circuit. We've seen him do really well at the Surge Equestrian League as well as the Junior National Equestrian Championship. Looks like a newer horse, gaining some experience. He's got plenty of scope. Seems to really love his show jumping.
And they're deciding to take the wider line from fence 1 to 2, settling the horse down before having to take in that obstacle. Clear on 3 as well.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the very impressive younger horses in the competition.
A little deep going into the 4A element, but cleared it nicely, as well as the B. And now coming down in front of the judges for fences 5 and 6 to complete the first phase.
Yep, so no penalties on the board yet for Shourya Manoj. He will be looking to go clear. And like it happens ever so often in these competitions, when you have one rider clear, it sets up for many more to go through after that.
And he did take a tight turn there for fence number 9 to pick up some speed. And here on final fence, and it is a double clear there for Shourya and Bonaparte.
That was a nice round because he had at least 3 turns where he saved some distance. So I'm sure he's got a good timing. We will wait for the official numbers. Yes, he's the new leader.
Yes, he completed that course in a time of 25.60. So new leader this morning.
This is also something that the younger riders should take a note of. In a speed class, you don't just need to go really fast. If you can make the turns, you actually end up saving a lot of distance and you actually reduce the risk of the horse dropping a fence. So good job, Shourya Manoj.
Next in the arena, we have Aayan Verma on Darcy, representing Kovai Stable.
Looks like we're ready to go. Always nice to see the younger kids on these big horses, riding very confidently. Aayan Verma. And Darcy is one of the more experienced show jumping horses on the circuit. So a wonderful horse to take the young riders through. Young man just needs to keep his leg on and push the horse forward. And I'm sure Darcy knows what to do to get through the course.
Yes, and looking very steady and careful going through that combination over there. But the experience of the horse is certainly playing into this morning's ride here for Ayaan. Clear so far on 5 and 6. So into our second phase we go, clear on the board.
He's going to go for the sharp turn, needs to keep his legs on. Well done, but oh, he's coming off. Wow, that's a brave kid. He's lost his stirrups. He's keeping the momentum going. He's still riding it like a speed class. Well done. Aayan Verma and Darcy, 1 jump to go.
And a very big round of applause there for Ayaan. And considering he finished the second phase only with one stirrup, well controlled there, young man. So well done to this combination, and a clear round, and as well a new leader in a time of 23.72.
So you could see when the rider knew that phase 2 starts and he communicated it to the horse said, okay, let's go, let's put in the big jumps. So he got a little unbalanced at jump number 7, but he kept it through the entire remaining of the course. So well done. Puts him in the lead. And the next rider is Nikolay on Cocobar, representing the Embassy International Riding School.
Nikolay does join us today with another of his young horses, and it's always great to see them come out here and experience some competition as well and build up their confidence as they build up their careers. And Nikolay will take the option to go for the wider turn to fence number 2. As you work with these young horses, it's always about building up their confidence, and you don't want to start squirting them around on these fences and starting to make them back off. So he did a good option there, and really, again, taking the wide angle towards our fence number 4A.
Yeah, so Nikolay is definitely one of the more experienced professionals on the circuit. Takes the horses through very, very nicely, quietly, gives them plenty of time to see the fences. And I think that's very important for the young horses, not to be rushed into the round. Even though it's a speed class, he knows that it's more important to have a clear round than to go for a very fast time and upset the young horse. You can see there's plenty of scope. The horse can really jump high. That's not a problem at all for this 6-year-old.
And here we go into our final fence, number 11, and it is a clear there for Nikolay and Cocobar in time 31.89.
And you could see Cocobar getting better and better as the course progressed. Definitely a horse to watch out for in the future. So good job, Nikolay and Cocobar. We will see you back here. Day 2. Next, we have Kilaru on Dream Boy, also from the Embassy International Riding School. Making use of his 45 seconds, giving his horse plenty of opportunity to look at all the fences. So the riders have a maximum of 45 seconds after the bell is given to get started with their course. And even if they were to miss that 45 seconds, it only results in the time being started. There's no penalty for that as long as they're within the time allowed.
And he is really taking on a steady pace coming into these fences. So it's really nice to see for the young riders as well that they're not trying to race against time and do any crazy short turns. So he really is sitting back and enjoying this ride with Dream Boy.
Nicely through the combination at 4. Turning out to be quite a nice round. Maintaining a nice rhythm through and through. The related distance between 5 and 6.
And he's gone through now into the second phase, clear so far. And unfortunately misses out fence number 7, so that will have to come around again and restart on the second phase. He will be picking up some time penalties on that now, so he'll be a bit disappointed. He started off so well.
Don't know exactly what happened at that point. Maybe just missed the turn, because it didn't look like the horse really didn't want to jump. He just completely missed that. So, oh, that's his second refusal, unfortunately, on the course. So he will be eliminated from this competition.
Yes, and that is an unfortunate elimination there. And as you said, the turn into 7 really didn't look like a refusal at all. It just looked like he'd missed the line and ran past it. So best of luck for the next time these two are out together again. And we do hope to see them very soon.
Next rider in the arena is Nikshita on Elliot, also from the Embassy International Riding School. Yeah, sometimes we forget that the horse knows the course only when you point them in the direction of the jump. The rider knows the course beforehand, and so every horse needs at least a few strides and a clear direction for him to do the jump. And some horses are a little more sensitive, and when they don't have that, they tend to back off. So, serial number 9, Nikshita on Elliot. Takes the long way around from 1 to 2. But I don't think we've had too many riders with time issues, so he's doing it well. Phase 2, as long as you're within the time allowed of 40 seconds, you will not have any penalties.
And really nicely done there through the combination at 4A and B. And you can see just how much she's sitting up and taking each one of these fences in her stride. Well prepared for each one too. And clear so far and into our second phase. Speed has definitely been picked up now.
I think Elliot is quite an experienced show jumper. He probably knows when to pick up the pace on his own. She needs to point him in the right direction and keep the rhythm going. One more fence to go. So a nice round by Nikshita and Elliot. We'll wait for the judges to give us the time.
And it was a time of 21.15, which I think puts her into the lead. Yes, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our new leader this morning, Nikshita, riding Elliot, representing EIRS. Well done.
Okay, 21 seconds is a good time. It's a combination of speed and the turns, which were quite tight. Let's see if any of the riders can go faster than that.
And you could see the difference in the first phase. It was really steady and controlled. And as soon as he went for fence number 7, the stride just opened up and definitely picked up the pace and gave a nice winning result.
Next rider, Aamir Shanawaz on Western Style, representing Kovai Stables.
Little hesitation there on the first fence, and opted to take a longer route round for fence number 2.
Yeah, nicely done. This looks like, I think he's had a run out at jump number 3. He was on the bending line from 2 to 3 and just looked like the horse drifted away to the right. So he's going to have to come back and give it another shot, and does it on the second attempt. Yeah, looks like a little inexperienced horse going through his first few competitions, so a lot of doubt in the mind when he approaches the fence, and he picks up his second refusal on the course. So Aamir Shanawaz on Western Style would be eliminated from the competition.
Yes, and that is an unfortunate elimination there. Again, a bit of a tricky one on fence number 3. That's, I think, our third rider this morning who struggled on that fence. But let's see as the morning progresses how the riders deal with the course.
The rider has just requested if he can do one jump before leaving the arena. We move on to the next rider, Kripa Jain on Imagine from the Embassy International Riding School.
Needs to be picking up a bit here as she comes into these fences, just a little bit slow off onto fence number 1. Here through 2 and 3, and now turning for the combination at fences 4A and B. Looking ahead now for the straight line in front of the judges for fences 5 to 6. And now we go into our second phase. Lots of encouragement going through onto fence number 8, but so far clear in the second phase, taking a tight turn for fence 9 and has cleared that and now needs a steady for fence 10. Little hesitation, but has cleared that as well. Final fence. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Clear there in a time of 27.35. We're just waiting for our next rider to come into the arena from the warm-up area. I believe they're coming through now, so just waiting to see who it is. But we should be expecting Tia on Tara.
Yep, representing the Kobe stable. Tara, of course, a horse which has been very successful with the younger riders in the speed classes. One of the most careful show jumpers we've seen. Yep, that looks like Tara. So at number 39, that's right. So we are at serial number 12. Tia on Tara. Going through the novice tour, day 1.
And the bell has now been given from our judges. So I'm sure this combination will be ready to get going.
Yeah, this is a very experienced show jumper. So this horse definitely knows what show jumping is all about. And we're going to see a young rider taking the horse through.
Opting for a shorter line to fence number 2, but has cleared 2 and 3. And clear through the combination fences for A and B. And clear so far in our first phase, moving through into phase 2, and you can see we've picked up a bit of speed, taking the tighter turn into fence 7. Clear on 8 and going for the wider run into fence 9, making sure she has a straight approach into fence 10, final fence. And clear.
A lovely round by Tia on Tara, representing Kobe Stables. Definitely had a lot of momentum going through the second phase.
And I believe that puts her in second place.
There's a small announcement from the judges in terms of time penalties. Shourya Manoj had 3 time penalties. Nikshita on Elliot had 1 time penalty, and Kripa Jain on Imagine had 4 time penalties. These were incurred in phase 1.
Next to the arena, we welcome Manya and riding Barnaby in head number 26, representing EIRS. And a nice confident approach there into fence number 1 and deciding to take the wider turn into fence 2.
Yeah, this horse looks like he's going quite forward. So Barnaby has been jumping at the local competitions for a few years now. Has a lot of experience.
And you can see the encouragement as she goes through on the combination there at 4A and B.
She's going to have to be a little bit careful at the turns. Make sure she's not going too wide, although that's going to come into play only in phase 2. And she has jump number 6 down. So 4 penalties on the board. Leaving a few strides out here and there. She definitely is going for a fast time.
And turning now to our final fence and fence 11 and clear on fence 11, but with those 4 penalties from the first phase. In a time 25.13 for Tia and Tara.
Next rider in the arena would be Adarsh on Mallorca, representing the Novice stable. He's gone through the round before with Jain Galaxie. I'm sure he knows exactly how the course runs. And this is his second entry. So Adarsh has a total of 3 entries in this competition. He will be coming in right at the end on Chikku. So Mallorca is his second horse in this competition.
And so far we are clear in our first phase. Only 2 fences to go.
Yeah, this horse has quite a nice stride. He's really moving forward from the very first jump. So he's not going to have to push him too much when he gets into phase 2 because the horse is already going. Oh, looks like he had a run out at jump number 7. So just as he started his phase 2, he had a run out. He will pick up 4 penalties for that. And he has to come back and give it a go. I think that's the first turn, the first jump in phase 2, which can be taken at an angle. So sometimes the riders being a little bit too adventurous.
Yes, and cleared it there on the second attempt. But yeah, it is that tight turn from 6 when they try to jump in front of fence number 3 to shorten that turn, and sometimes it's just a bit of a big question for these horses.
Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of confusion happening where the horse is not sure if he needs to take off from a little distance or put in that little half stride, but he gets through the course. Certainly will have some time penalties.
So we have a total of 26 penalties there for Mallorca and Adarsh. Most of those coming down from time because he only dropped 1 offence in that round. So the time penalties definitely did add up at the end.
So the next rider is Sonica Sunil on Mabel, representing Novice stables. We saw Mabel putting in a lovely performance yesterday with Sendil Nathan. So this is the horse which is finely tuned and ready to go. Mabel, also a specialist in the speed classes, definitely has a lot of momentum going. Let's see how Mabel does with the young Sonica Sunil.
And a lovely turn there into fence number 2. And clear over 3 as well. Big wide turn coming into fence number 4 and a refusal there on the first element.
Yeah, didn't seem to get the takeoff point at all, and the horse bailing out at the last moment. It is a 2-stride combination, so it's not too tight in terms of a distance, but the horse decided he didn't see the stride, so it's going to have to come back and try again. Nicely done on the second attempt.
And here we go down the long side in front of the judges box and clear over fences 5 and 6 and moving forward now into our second phase.
Bit of a standoff there. Has to be careful about the distance. Just about gets it through. So in the related distances, you'll find when the first jump is a little awkward, the rider really needs to adjust for the next one.
But she has done well and finishing off the clear on the second phase, but obviously picking up those 4 penalties in phase 1, finishing in a time 29.73.
Of course, if there are any penalties from phase 1, judges will notify us. Yes, 16 penalties in total for Sonica Sunil on Mabel.
And next in the arena, we welcome Saanvi, riding Gizmo, representing Sir Stable.
So Saanvi, definitely one of the newer riders. First competed at the competition in Pondicherry a few months ago. Getting together well with this lovely chestnut called Gizmo.
And you can see the takeoff distance is quite far from the jump, and she certainly does go with them. I did speak to her earlier this morning and she was a little nervous, so let's hope the nerves have all settled and she's enjoying it out there. Clear so far over fences for A and B.
Nicely over 5, approaching the last jump in phase 1, does it well. And moving on to the jumps in phase 2. She's not pushing too hard on the turns. Unfortunately has the back rail down at jump number 7, so 4 penalties for that.
Yeah, she's definitely opting for the wider turns to really set up Gizmo correctly into these fences. Coming into final fence. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, in time of 33.71 with 4 penalties in the second phase.
So very nicely ridden round by Saanvi on Gizmo. Next rider in the arena is Prathik Raj on Isma Boy, representing Cocobar Stables, and you can be sure he's in it to win it. This horse rider combination has done really well in the small tour under 16 and opting to go for the novice tour this time. They certainly have some good experience together and they've done really well in the speed classes in the past, so they know how to get the job done. Prathik Raj on Isma Boy.
Yes, and the inside turn there from fence number 1 to number 2. Really steady in the striding at the moment. The rhythm is not overly extended and he is looking to be quite safe as he comes in for the fences combination of 4AB.
We see a lot of riders picking up faults in phase 1, and that happens when they are a little bit too cautious and all of a sudden they end up with a situation where they end up with 1 or 2 time faults in phase 1 and that affects their chances. They know they have to pick up the pace in phase 2.
So opting for the inside line there for fence number 7, and again taking a much tighter turn to fence number 9. A bit of hesitation from Isma Boy, but has cleared 9 and 10.
1 more fence to go. The time is good, so he's going to be somewhere in the placings. 25.38.
And there was a clear round there for Pratik and Isma Boy, but yeah, just the timing's a little bit off from our leaders. Still the time to beat this morning is 21.15, so it's still a nice fast round and let's see what the rest of this class can do.
We have Arya Chanagiri on cloud 9 from the Flying Sea Stallion Club. So cloud 9, retired thoroughbred from the racetrack, getting back to show jumping now, and he has a pole down at jump number 3, so 4 penalties on the board.
Clear through the combination, fence 4A and B, and now heading for the straight line in front of our judges box.
Picks up another 4 penalties at jump number 6. Over 7 and 8.
A little rattle on fence number 8, but it has stayed up. And opting for the wider turn into fence number 9.
Yeah, you can see that he's not really pushing too much. He knows that he's not really in the competition anymore, so giving his horse the chance to enjoy the time in the arena. But nicely ridden course, completes the round. A total of 13 penalties for Arya Chanagiri on cloud 9. Next in the arena, we have Dhruva Potineni riding Raja from Rancho di Cavallo. This is definitely a horse rider combination which have been successful in speed classes. They know how to go fast, but they just need to keep all the fences up. He's going to go for it, I'm pretty sure of that. And Raja is also a horse which is quite handy. He's been successful in the last Surge Equestrian League, so he'll be looking at building on those results.
Yes, he had a very successful weekend in the April outing. He placed third on day 1 and first in day 2, so he will be looking to match, if not better, some of those results. A little standoff there into fence number 2, but seems to have now gathered himself together. Clear so far.
Yeah, sometimes you need that little bit of an awkward jump to get the horse and rider thinking forward. And looks like he's stepped it up a gear straight from jump number 2. He's got the horse going. Got to be a little careful, taking a lot of time on the turns. Okay, he's clear in phase 1. His timing is going to get started for phase 2. Makes a sharp turn over 7, so knows what he has to do now. Yeah, he can certainly make it within the time. He has the ability. It's a very awkward jump over jump number 9, but if the poles stay up, nobody's going to complain about that. Completes the round. 27.11 is the time for Dhruva Potineni on Raja.
Yes, so definitely quite a different stride and takeoff distance for that combination. It kind of got a bit far and wide, but he did manage to keep all those poles up, so well done to that combination.
Okay, the next rider is Pranjal Raturi on Tara. So Tara coming back for the second round. She's already gone through the round once with Tia and had quite a nice round. So is that experience going to help this team? Because Pranjal had his first round on Chikku, so he's seen the ground conditions, he's seen the course. Let's see if he is going to take a few more risks with Tara.
And he did. He took a shorter line from 3 to 4, so not around fence number 11. So definitely looking to stay well clear of any time penalties in our first phase.
Yes, we've seen a few riders struggle with that.
And we are clear in first phase, now moving to second, and immediately the speed has been picked up, and unfortunately knocking down.
That was actually a very tight turn, just a little unlucky. He's backed off a bit, so letting the horse just go through the round now. He knows those 4 penalties are going to hurt, but to have the horse have a good experience is always a good thing. So completes the round, Pranjal Raturi on Tara. Yeah, jump number 7 down, so 4 penalties over there. And no time penalties, so a total of 4.
Okay, well, we've definitely entered the second half of this class. So we have some riders still warming up in the warm-up arena. So we're just waiting for our next rider to come through.
Next rider on the list is Ayaan on Klaver from Kovai Stables.
And while we're waiting for our riders to come through, it's just another opportunity for us to say a very big thank you to all of our sponsors who continue to support everyone here in the equestrian world in India and here at Surge Stables. And of course, we start off with Mantenna Group, as well as Skyjets and ABI Attachments. Our newest addition is Clip My Horse TV, but also out to Divis, to TRM and to Equine Nutrients. So a big thank you to all of our sponsors who continue to support the Surge Equestrian League throughout 2026.
Okay, so we had the camera on Ayaan and Klaver in the warm-up arena. Serial number 21 will be in the arena next. We have a total of 28 starters in this competition. A nice breeze going through. Hasn't yet become very warm in Bengaluru, but I'm sure the afternoons will get hot. We have our competitions in the morning session and the evening. The evening session will be under lights, so a good chance for the horses and riders to relax during the daytime.
And here we have our next rider, Ayaan, riding Klaver. Now, Klaver is one of our favorites here at Surge. She is a really sweetheart and very, very well liked by the crowd.
Yeah, definitely one of the horses which has had a lot of success with many different riders. So, given the choice, most of the young riders would love to ride a horse like Klaver.
A little hesitation on fence number 3, but did clear it. And again, hesitation and a run out on the combination there at 4. So hesitation on 4A, and then just unsettled the pace going into B, and there was a refusal there on.
Yeah, so refusal on the second element means the rider has to come back and do the entire combination again. I'm glad Ayaan knew what to do. Has lost plenty of time, so there will be time penalties in the phase 1. But I think if he goes through the course nicely, that's all he'll be looking for.
And heading now into a second phase, has opted to take the wider turn to really set Klaver up for fence number 7.
Yeah, and you can see, I think the horse has understood what he has to do. He's picking his takeoff points and just flowing through the course. Will complete the round nicely, but the refusal at jump number 4 is definitely going to hurt him in the standings. But a nice round nonetheless by Ayaan on Klaver. Next in the arena we have Dhanvi Cheruvu on Blackbird, representing the Flying Sea Stallion. Blackbird is definitely in a good mood today. We've seen this horse competing for a few years now. One of the consistent performers in the novice and small tour. Takes a nice turn from 1 to 2. That was ridden in balance. Okay, this is one to watch out for.
Okay, another rider to opt for a tighter turn from 3 into 4. Obviously trying to make sure he's staying within the time allowed.
Absolutely. And I think when riders know that the horses are quite experienced and dependable, they really take a lot of focus onto their own riding. And you can see Danby doing a great job.
So clear through first phase, and now entering into our second phase, has taken the longer line into fence number 7. But clear so far.
Yeah, he's definitely taking the longer lines, but the horse is moving forward. He will have a decent time. One fence to go for Danvi Cheruvu on Blackbird. Well done. 32.13 is the time, but a clear round. So good result for the team from Flying Sea Stallion.
Next rider in the arena, we have Sriram riding Big Dream, representing Kovai. So this is Sriram's second ride as well in this round. He came in earlier on Miruthan. And really nice positive jumping through the combination there for A and B.
Yeah, he had a nice round yesterday. I think he had an issue with one jump somewhere on the course, but went through nicely. So yeah, Big Dream is definitely getting a good amount of experience. Just as I say that, decides to knock down jump number 7. So 4 penalties on the board.
And we've seen quite a few riders knock 7 by taking a tight turn into it. Once they know the speed class has started, they do try to accelerate.
Absolutely. And sometimes the horses are taken by surprise when they have a big oxer in front of them and they're suddenly jumping out of an angle. So jump number 7 has been the one with the maximum penalties for sure. I think some of the younger horses have been a little hesitant at the combination at 4. But yeah, in this course, I think jump number 7 has claimed the maximum victims. And we have rider number 24, G. Shushruta on Felloti, representing the Embassy International Riding School.
And this is also her second ride this morning. She came in earlier today. Did she? And deciding to take the long angle from fence 1 to 2.
Yeah, this horse has a big stride, a big jump, so I don't think he will have any issues with the time in phase 1. Nice and positive. Definitely knows his job, so he's going to sail through phase 1, and then let's see how much Shushruta is going to push Felloti for the time in phase 2. Okay, the turn to number 7 coming up. Whoa! Okay, nicely done. Had a moment over there, but a good positive ride from the rider pushing the horse through.
Yes, and heading into our final fence, and it is clear on fence number 11 in a time 24.30.
Yes, certainly a nice round by Shushruta and Felloti. Next rider in the arena will be Shourya Manoj on Darlington. So he's already gone through this round once on Bonaparte. He picked up some time penalties in phase 1. So he's going to have to be careful. Of course, I think Darlington is a far more experienced show jumper. So he will keep the momentum going. Darlington also a retired thoroughbred from the racecourse. You can see with his marking, a horse from the stud farm in Coimbatore, just a few 100 kilometers from Bengaluru.
And heading now down the long side to complete the first phase and moving forward to second phase. You can see the speed has been picked up. 20.7, and again, back pole has been dropped.
I think watching the riders, I would certainly say jump number 7 is getting a little difficult for the riders when they suddenly pick up the momentum and then the horse goes in a little too tight, takes it down with the front legs. So 4 penalties, a fabulous time. Unfortunately, the 4 penalties at jump number 7 are going to put him down the placing order.
Yes, so the time still to beat this morning with 21.15. We have Nikshita on Elliot. She was carrying 1 time penalty. So next in the arena we have Aayan Verma riding Western style, representing Kovai stable.
Yeah, so Ayan Barma had a nice round on Darcy when he came in the start of the event. Western style also went through with Aamir Shanawaz, so both of them coming back for their second attempt in the novice tour.
And a nice rhythm there going through on fences 4A and B. And let's see if we can finish first phase here with clear.
Nicely done. So he's into phase 2. Another sharp turn and another victim for jump number 7. I think it always helps for riders to see what the previous riders are doing and where they're having some challenges. And anybody who's been watching this event, they know that jump number 7 has been the Achilles heel. It's up another 4 penalties. Jump number 9. Okay, a good round. Very positive riding by Ayan Verma on Western style. I'm sure luck will go his way in the future. Today, unfortunately, he had 2 fences down. But well done, young man. I can see 2 more riders in the warm-up arena. We have Vedik on T9 coming to the arena, and of course the last entry in this competition, Adarsh on the grey Chikku. He is in the warm-up arena and will be joining us in a few moments. But Vedik on T9 representing Kovai Stables is the next rider in the arena.
And Vedik did finish in the April series with the podium finish, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to do even better today. So good luck to Vedik and T9.
So T9 is quite an experienced jumper. was with Sendilnathan yesterday, went through nicely. Got to be careful about the time because he's taking a pretty long route. And some of the riders have picked up time penalties in phase 1. And that is a run out at jump number 3. So he's going to have to make a circle and come back and give it another go. Gets through jump number 3 on the second attempt. I'm not sure if it's the angle at jump number 3 which has put off some of the horses and riders, or it's where the horse's vision goes to, which would be the warm-up arena in line with that jump at 3. So he's picked up another 4 penalties at jump number 5. So, and unfortunately that is the second refusal, this time at jump number 7. So Vedik on T9 would be eliminated. And we have our last rider, Adarsh on Chikku. This is Adarsh's third ride in this competition. And Chikku has gone through the course once already. So, yep, they know what is expected. Let's see if they can deliver.
A very quick start there by Adarsh and Chikku. You can see what his intentions are. So,
well, we've been seeing Chikku jump over the years, and jumping with a fair amount of momentum is the only way Chikku knows how to jump. So it's nice that the rider has acknowledged that and is giving the horse every opportunity to jump in the style that he knows to jump best.
And there we have it, clear through first phase and into the second.
Okay, jump number 7. And that is a run out at jump number 7. He has to go back. Oh my. Okay, he's still in the saddle. So plenty of action.
He's definitely keeping us on the edge of our seats this final ride this morning. Clear so far, heading to, not clear. Clear on 10 and clear on 11, but having picked up a couple of penalties already.
Yeah, he will have the 4 penalties at jump number 7. He will have some time penalties. Let's wait and see. The judges will give us the time, and it's a total of 9 penalties for Adarsh on Chikku. So that brings us to the end of the novice tour. Day 1. We will wait for the official results to come in from the judges. They have the timing, so there will be some riders who have picked up time penalties. The judges will give us the official numbers in a few moments.
Join us now for the highlights of the novice tour, and we'll be back in just 2 minutes with the final standings and rankings for our novice tour.
And I hope the riders in the small tour under 16 are ready for the course walk that will start in some time. We have our wonderful course designer all the way from Egypt who will be altering the course for the next one, which is the small tour under 16.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our winners for the Novice Tour Day 1. In 6th place, we have Nikshita on Elliot.
In 5th place, we have Dhanvi Chiruvu on Blackbird.
3rd place went to Adarsh on... 4th place went to Adarsh on Jain Galaxie.
In 3rd place, we had Shushruta on Felloti.
Ayaan Verma on Darcy came in on 2nd place.
And winning the competition was Tia on Tara.
So congratulations to all of our winners this morning and to our competitors. We would like to make an announcement that prize giving for all of our classes today will be taking place at the end of this evening's competition at approximately 8 p.m. So if you have placed in the top 6, you are required to come back for prize giving this evening at approximately 8 o'clock for our prize giving ceremony. But well done to everyone. We will soon be moving on to our small tour under 16. But in the meantime, big hugs and kisses all round. Big applause to all of the competitors. And we'll be back shortly with our course walk.